Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading for November 11th to the 17th. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it. Virgo. Oh, also, I also talk more about the energies that are happening right now. I usually do that in my live streams. I'll leave that at the end of this video, or you can find it in the live section of my channel. Now, this is a big week. This is for you a big week, okay? Big week of endings. Obviously, we have this full moon in Taurus. We'll talk about that. Okay, it's a big one, all right? But it's also a big week of awakenings, all right? I'm going to discuss that as well. Let's kick it off. Monday, we do have, this is November 11th, Venus moving into Capricorn. I really like this for you because what's happening here, as I talked about this in your monthly forecast, Venus in Capricorn, I love. It's kind of like this big boss energy where you are, definitely going to feel this. Capricorn, your, BFF, fellow Earth sign here, really bringing that stability, that long-term energy for things that bring you pleasure, things that you desire, love, romance, creativity, passion, money, all of that. Okay. Now, Capricorn does rule your fifth house. And so that really amplifies that energy for you in terms of things that bring you pleasure and joy. True love, children's part of the fifth house, creativity, self-expression, procreation, recreation, hobbies, all of that. So I really like this for you. And again, it is putting that focused energy out there. It's very like leisure and like business leisure energy. Okay. Now you'll see Venus is having a really quick chat with Pluto for this week before Pluto leaves Capricorn forever next week in our lifetime. So, Pluto does bring that intensity, but also great passion and transformation. So you're probably already shifting. And so I just love this Venus and Capricorn aspect for you. It's almost like you're setting the stage for your future. You're putting things in order in terms of what is bringing me pleasure right now. I want to, really feel this, okay, before Pluto moves into Aquarius next week. And then Venus actually going to move into Aquarius next month. All right, so really harness this Venus Capricorn energy. It's going to be here all month long. Now, Tuesday, November 12th, Mercury, okay, squaring Saturn. Now, this is a date especially for you, Virgo, to avoid agreements, signing contracts. Okay. Remember, Mercury is going to be retrograde next week, but is in shadow now. Mercury is your ruling planet. Saturn is in Pisces in your seventh house. So there could be something here with partnerships, relationships, one-on-one commitments, but also legal matters here. So just know these planets are not seeing eye to eye. Okay. If there's any agreements or even conversations that you have to have, you may even feel that the other person that you're talking to, there just could, you might feel like you're hitting a brick wall, right? With that Saturn energy, just wait a few, you see Saturn's going to go direct soon. Okay. So I would wait a few days, just if there's anything big and official that really does have to do with partnerships, relationships, can be love, can be career wise as well, whatever, like your gardener, whatever it is. Okay. Now Friday, November 15th, we're at that full moon in Taurus, your other BFF, right? Another earth side, all this earth energy that's happening. Now, this full moon in Taurus is going to happen exactly 24 degrees. That's mutable energy. That's perfect for you, Virgo. You're a mutable sign. So there is going to be changes that you're going to be experiencing. It just feels like it may go a little bit smoother with you. This 24 degrees is also very intuitive energy. So remember to trust your intuition here. Now, I feel that you will. I feel that it's going to be really strong because Uranus is in Taurus, but also this full moon in Taurus. Taurus rules your ninth house. Spirituality, okay? Higher mind, your philosophies. Remember that big picture energy. But I really like this, okay? I like that it's happening in your ninth house. Here's the thing with 24 degrees, all right? That makes this day very strong 6 energy in numerology. 6, and that's because 24 degrees, 2 plus 4 equals 6. You got, it's happening on the 15th, 1 plus 5 equals 6. 6, beautiful, beautiful, okay? All that empathy, kindness, nurturing, things that are harmonizing, things that the moon just naturally represents. That's what the moon is all about. And the moon is actually exalted in Taurus. So Incidentally, out of sheer coincidence, or maybe not, okay, 6 is associated with the planet Venus. Venus is Taurus's ruling planet. And so with this full moon, there is a little bit of sweetness with that beauty, that harmony, that love, that abundance, but also grounding yourself, right? With that Taurus energy. You are really great at that, being an earth sign as well, but appreciating, right? Appreciating the beauty that's all around you in your physical world. All right. So have some focus there. All right. It's all about the feels and the feelings too. With this Taurus energy, security is going to be likely a big focus for you around this time. All right. Not only because Saturn is going direct, but with this full moon in Taurus, it does bring that sense of let me seek security. There's going to be focus on things that you value within your physical world, as well as things that you just inherently value, also self-value as well. Now, this full moon is strong. You can feel it days before, you can feel it days after. Now, remember what I said, it is happening in Taurus at your 9th house. So that's also travel. Be mindful of that, all right? Some of y'all just may be coming back from, a big trip, and that's just the end of a trip. With full moons, there's endings. And, publishing, broadcasting, those are parts of, that's all part of the 9th house realm as well. So there could be something that you're finishing up with, a big, maybe you're writing a book. Maybe, now it's time to send it off to the, agent or the editors. Maybe there's something that you're, a podcast, things like that. And maybe even something with education. You're ending a course in something as well. Now, this full moon, one of the reasons why it's so strong is because it will be conjunct Uranus, and very tight. Very, 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 very tight conjunction here. So it is very powerful. Uranus brings that radical change, surprises, the unexpected. So this is a full moon full of surprises. Okay. Now, full moons, naturally, we know, shifts, the end of things, culminations, turning points. Okay. Remember, it's in Taurus. Spend time in nature, relax and breathe, do some breath work, and go with the energy of release. That is what this is all about. Okay. There are some things that just need to go. Remember, I've talked about the fact that we're moving into the era of this great awakening, the age of wisdom. Uranus is the great awakener. So on this day and the days surrounding this day, something's going to be illuminated for y'all. Okay. And again, for a lot of y'all, it just may be something where you see something differently with it being in your 9th house. Okay. But the other thing is, Uranus is all about breakthrough. So you could have this big moment of clarity in terms of, I see the big picture. I'm having my breakthrough. Okay. Virgos. So it is, in a sense, kind of like a wake-up call, or if not for you, it could just be like waking up to something that is illuminated, that you see for yourself, like, okay, this is how it's got to be. Okay. And I've got to, I'm shifting with this full moon. If you want to have an idea, by the way, Virgo, of what you can expect with this full moon, like what is going to be ending or coming to a turning point for you, think back to May 7th, okay? Or even the weeks following May 7th. What were the changes happening in your life right then? Because we're ending the cycle now, all right, with this full moon, onto a new cycle. Now, this full moon will be, widely trine Pluto. So again, there could be something here where you're really thinking about, what is this going to bring me a lot more joy and pleasure? And again, there could be something here with children as well. Pluto, by the way, the last week in Capricorn, Capricorn's ruling planet is Saturn. So you see Saturn's going direct this day. So again, just a really strong day. Saturn going direct after being retrograde since the end of June. I talk about this a lot more in your monthly forecast. I'm not going to harp on this here. Just remember, you're going to start feeling forward momentum, and the fact that Saturn is in Pisces, your opposite sign. Therefore, you're going to feel a lot of momentum, less delays, less restrictions when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to commitments, one-on-one commitments. Again, that can be your gardener or whatever I said earlier, your pool boy, or your I don't know, Uber driver, whatever it is, whatever, just one-on-one. Okay. One-on-one. So this is Saturn, just, you're like back to building those structures that are going to be really nice for you when it comes to partnerships, relationships, as such. And you could have these big moments of realizations where, okay, I'm glad that Saturn went retrograde over the summer. I had time to think about it. I fixed things up. I patched things up. I plugged up holes that were in my plans for my karmic journey moving forward. Remember, Saturn is karma, okay? Now, Saturday, November 16th, you got the sun opposite Uranus. Again, another Uranus aspect, right? Uranus being in Taurus. So very earth heavy week. Earth heavy week. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. All right. So sun opposite Uranus, Virgos. I don't know why I'm like doing it. Anyway, Virgos, listen, I like this, okay? Now, sun opposite Uranus, yes, rebellious energy, but using it to your advantage to do something different, to break out of routines. You gotta feel the urge. It's gonna come naturally. So do it, all right? With the sun opposite Uranus, all right? Remember Uranus, the great awakener here. Breakthroughs. Use this energy. This is a time to be expressive, to express yourself, okay? To let your individuality shine. Remember, Uranus is a ruling planet for Aquarius, okay? So all about, marching to your own drumbeat, but just trying something different. Uranus is all about the innovative, the genius, all of that. Uranus represents a lot of things, but it is Aquarius's ruling planet. So, how do your thing, okay? Go out there, go put on a costume for, like of Bart Simpson or whatever, handing out protein bars to people on your street. And also I don't know, have a cat with you. Just do something that you're just like really, really passionate about. All right. But something different. All right. Any breakthrough you're seeking. Now, oh, and the other thing, by the way, so you see that Mars is in Leo this week as well. All right. So boom, 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 boom with that fiery energy. Again, talk about that your November forecast, and Mercury, your ruling planet in Sagittarius. There's a lot of things where it's in shadow. Both of these planets are in shadow. But the main thing for you, Virgo, is that family members, they may be coming back from the past. People from your past coming back, if they're not family members, just that's going to start happening now. Okay, before Mercury goes retrograde next week. All right, so just keep that in mind. You're going to be returning to some things to the past too as well. A lot of things that have to do with your home life, your home, maybe even real estate. Maybe a realtor comes floating back, sends you a DM on Instagram, whatever it is. Let's get started, Virgo. Y'all are amazing. Let's see what's going on for y'all for what is it, November 11th to the 17th for Virgo and Virgo rising and Virgo moon. Oh, did you see that? I didn't. Wow. All right. So I guess the sun really wanted to come out and say, listen, Virgo, you're good. You're absolutely good. You got nothing to worry about. You're going to be fine. Stay optimistic. This is the sun. It's optimism. It is shining all these dark shadows out of your life. All right. So Virgo, let's see what's going on for you. Okay. What? Yeah. I think the sun popped out in another. Yeah. It did. If you're a cross watcher, you may see that. So if you're a cross watcher and it happened, I'm not gonna tell you what side it is, but if you're watching for your rising sign, your moon sign, for your partner, your husband, your cat, whatever it is, like their horoscope, you'll see it. All right, let's get started. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Listen, you gotta listen, Virgo. This is gonna be a week. You're going through you're about to go through some really big changes. Okay. I want you to know that, Virgo. And a lot of it's going to happen like right when we hit January too. Okay. So with the South Node and the North Node, they're shifting. I've talked about that, but we'll talk about that in January. I would just continue to move forth, but do not be, all right. And don't over think things. Okay. So Ace of Pentacles. Great. So there you go. Something definitely is, aces usher in new beginnings, new opportunities. This is the hand of spirit offering you the biggest pentacle in the deck. You see that golden pathway there, right? In your garden. Speaking of earth, put your feet in the earth, in the ground. The earth has a frequency. Absorb that energy from the earth, but you see that golden pathway. Now in tarot, there's a lot of paths, right? They go this way, that way. There's some curves and bends. Not here. This is boom. Let's do it. Let's go. So a lot of y'all could have moved into something already. A lot of y'all could have moved into something where, it has to do with finances, could be a new job. You do have Jupiter in your, 10th house of career. Okay. So don't forget that. That's a big thing. And then remember, Pluto is moving into Aquarius next week for 20 years in your 6th house. So work matters as well. You're going to have a lot of power there. But yeah, it could have already begun for y'all where there is something new that's really exciting. Remember, I dropped these readings, these weekly readings, a few days before the actual week. And so it could still be to come. Remember, you've got to take that action. But with here, it just seems like something's already happening. It's like the universe is like, I've got you. I gave you the sun card. I want you to know you're going to be good. Just move toward that high frequency energy. This is really great. Okay. So something is definitely rooting up for you. Remember, with the fact that we do have this full moon in Taurus, remember that's a lot of earth energy, your physical realm as well. That's what pentacles represent as well. So something coming through in your physical world as well. Okay. So, but it is this new path that I like. All right. Now, you do have the Knight of Swords in the heart of your spread this week. Okay. That's great. That's great. You're going to be thinking a lot. You're going to be processing a lot. There's going to be a lot happening up here. You're going to be like, let me just continue moving forward. Like nothing's going to hold you back the way that nothing holds back the Knight of Swords. Remember, if there's any conversations that you have to have, just avoid that one day when Mercury will square Saturn, but this would be a great week, okay? Especially with the Knight of Swords. This is someone who is very bold. He has nothing to fear. He has the same, sentiment as me. Like fear is fiction. It doesn't exist. It's something that we create in our head. So go forth, okay? Because it seems like there is some things that you want to say. There's some things that you want to do. There's some things that you don't want anything holding you back now, all right? Especially yourself, okay? With that 8 of Pentacles there in your challenge area. And so there could be some movement too, by the way. You're feeling really good. There's this feeling of being free and unbound with the Knight of Swords. And Uranus is also freedom, by the way. All right. So you may feel a lot of that, especially up here processing things as well. Communication is really great. Now, the 8 of Pentacles in your challenge area. Let's talk about that. When you look at everything that's happening here, it just feels like there's big shifts that are happening. It's almost like you could be thinking 5, 6, 7 steps ahead. But let's continue to focus on what's here too. Okay. Now, the other thing is this is a Virgo card. All right. The 8 of Pentacles is actually attributed to Sun in Virgo. So it is your card that you have. Is there something that you're just like, I don't want to do this anymore? Or it's like, because it just could be like a loss of interest or something, which is why you have that Knight of Swords. Your mind is like whoosh, up there. But I'm just really getting that impression of like, let's have that balance, first of all, mind, body, spirit within as well, especially with that Knight of Swords can be fiery. And you see what's in your future. We're going to talk about that. But really stay grounded and really ask yourself this week, is there something that I do want to let go? If yes, if there is, do I really need to continue to put, energy into it, right? But if it's something that I want, I know that I'm on the right path, whether it's career, whether it's love, whatever you're building toward, because he's building towards something. He's got a finish line. He's got a goal. He's got, legacy, right? Building towards legacy. Do I need to put more effort into it, or am I thinking to like 5 steps ahead, right? Okay, so just keep that in mind. The other thing is, it could be someone you're ready to leave. Okay, with that 8 of Pentacles here, it's just like they're not putting in as much effort as you. You may see it that way. Okay, now Queen of Cups in your crown. That's great. That's amazing. I love the fact that you got the Queen of Cups in your crown. I love it when the Queen of Cups comes up in the crown because it's very, very, it's not common to see the color violet or purple, right? In tarot, which is so interesting because you think about the crown chakra, right? And so violet, it does have the, how do I say this? It has like out of the color spectrum, violet has the shortest wavelength. Therefore, it has the highest output, like the highest energy level, right? So really nice. It came up in your crown. You could be really in touch. You just a spiritual awakening. Remember, this is a week, the great awakener, Uranus in your ninth house of spirituality. So really love this. Okay. So there is this calm, this, being in touch with your emotions and seeking that. Okay. Seeking what your heart desires too. And then this love, all this love energy, having so much love to give and wanting to love everything that you're doing and everything that's happening within your world as well. She is very intuitive. She's the most intuitive queen and definitely has this emotional depth to her. So I really, really love that energy. But you've got the Four of Cups again. Did you see your last week's reading? All right, so Four of Cups in the Rudier spread now. So some of y'all could still be a little bit not very happy with a certain situation this week, okay? And it's almost like I'm going to show you something here. So I talked about the hand of spirit right there, right? With the Ace of Pentacles. And then you see the same hand, right? The hand of spirit here. All right, it's cups, but it's a hand of spirit. The hand of spirit only appears in the aces. Only 4 cards out of all the cards in tarot other than the Four of Cups. So when this card comes up, you really have to pay attention. Look at his reaction when the hand of spirit offers him that cup, right? Crossing off his heart, right? And so when you see what's happening here, there is this disconnect with what's happening up here. And then, like, it's like opening up your heart. He's crossing off his heart. So feeling that love that you're thinking about, really like feeling it deep down in your bones, but also the love for everything that you have in your physical world, gratitude. Okay. Why do I bring that up? Because this card, when it shows up, it's saying, raise your gratitude. Okay. Now, I'm not saying any of y'all don't have that at all or anything. I'm saying that's what this card is associated with, being grateful for the things that you do have, especially if some things are, just remember, this is just a weekly reading. Things have not happened for you yet. It's still saying, have that gratitude, raise your frequency. Okay. You've heard of the law of attraction, right? So when you're at that low frequency, it's hard to get the things that you want, right? And what I was talking about, like the heart and the heart chakra and opening up your heart. Well, gratitude has this. It has this physiological effect on your heart. It's a whole other thing. I won't even get into it, but just keep that in mind. All right. So, Four Cups here. There really is something that I just want you to pay attention to. It may be the thing that you have to let go. Okay. Remember, you've got the sun. It's saying, hey, there's some great things on the other side, but you've got to believe it and you've got to know it and you've got to manifest it. Okay. Now, this is also, sun is also like opportunities as well. Now, the Four of Cups, again, I'll clarify the Four of Cups. It's just, and then you got the Page of Cups. So, 2 things here. One, you're going to be fine as long as you raise your frequency. You're going to be fine. And again, if there is something where you just feel like, be grateful for that you had, the fact that you have like a roof over your head. Be grateful for like the little things, like Laffy Taffies, like whatever. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what if they didn't exist, right? Butterfingers. I don't know. Audi Q5s, whatever you want. Just have that gratitude for that because that's going to raise your frequency. And then that's when things start happening. Okay. So, Page of Cups here. Yeah, it does seem like you want something. There's something you want here. For sure. That's going to be emotionally fulfilling for you. It's also very possible when you have that, gratitude raise, it's going to come through. It could even come through as a message, like paying attention to your intuition. Remember, you do have that Queen of Cups up there. Page of Cups is very intuitive, but it's also like this big dreamer. I love that. So even visualizing the things that you want is going to help as well. All right. So the other thing is it's just looking at this and, just energetically back to like partnerships, relationships, there may be that, like maybe a little bit of like dissatisfaction. Is it dissatisfaction with a current partnership relationship? Again, that can be work, that can be career, it can be love, it could be whatever, however that resonates with you. Okay. So there may be a conversation that may need to be had in that capacity or or if you're seeking it, I mean, when you raise that frequency, I mean, you can see clearly it come through. Now, you have the Knight of Swords in your future, okay? That Nine of Swords energy. Another card that you did get in your last week's reading. All right, so I'm going to clarify that. So you see what can happen here, right? You see what's possible. Like in your future, you have the Ace of Cups, clarifying that Nine of Swords. So two things. One, yeah, there's something, maybe it has to do with love, something with relationships, or just something that you really, truly, truly want. When you are at that low, like energy frequency, like he is too, and he's over analyzing things. He's, in a space where it's low energy, right? If you can let that go, if you can work on how do I overcome this? How can I vibrate at this high frequency? We're all made of energy, right? And that's not even just hermetic principles. That is literally quantum physics. So we all vibrate at a certain frequency, and therefore we manifest every day. We do it every day, but you want to put intentions in. Secondly, you're manifesting every day, but manifesting is like removing those things that are in your way as well on your path, right? So, hey, you've got a lot of really great things here with the Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Something that's very emotionally fulfilling for you. As long as you raise your frequency, don't overthink things. There may be something here, and that's what I was saying from the beginning with a Knight of Swords next to the Nine of Swords. There could be something that you might say or do something that may be really impulsive and like brazen that puts you in this place because maybe someone doesn't react the way that you want them to. So just be mindful of that. But again, if you can there's seeing what's happening here, there could even be an element of like forgiveness, and it can be for forgiving someone else or even forgiving yourself or something, but it's just working with those energies, right? All right, because I do feel like someone else is involved here. It just very, for me, and you do, and again, you've got Saturn going to right in Pisces, and your partnerships, relationships. Anyway, let's. And Ace of Cups, by the way, new. That's two aces for you. New beginnings. Like you can see, you've got so much opportunity with that sun popping out for you too. All right, so hold on to that energy, that high frequency energy. You're gonna be fine. This is something that is like tears of joy, new beginning, right? The Ace of Cups, okay? Can be a new relationship, can be, a shift in a relationship. It can be something that has to do with like maybe the dream job that you want, maybe having a baby, whatever it is. It's so nice. Let's get to your stuff. All right, Virgo. Yeah, y'all, what a week, and I got y'all. All right, so let's oh, by the way, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on this week. I'm a Virgo moon, so I pay attention to the Virgo readings. My mom's a Virgo, Ruby's a Virgo. Let's see what's going on. I love you. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Okay, so one of the big messages coming through for me is there's still, it feels like, some lessons to be learned, and I think that you're going to anyway this week. And actually, yeah, you look at your last week's reading. When you see the same cards popping, like multiple cards coming up from last week's reading, especially when it's your card, the Hermit, it's saying you still need to go deep about something. Okay, so and Saturn, remember, is all about life lessons. All right, and Saturn's going direct. So but you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be good. You got the King of Swords. You see, it's all major arcana and quirk cards here, but the King of Swords really great. Okay, so own that power, all right, and have this sense of like control with it just, he's got so much power and authority when it comes to ideas, communication, thinking, processing things. But he is a very intimidating king. Okay, so just keep that in mind. He's very clever, very strategic, really use those energies that the King of Swords has, right? Now, you got the Hermit again. In your soul factors area. So it's almost like two things. There's two things, two messages, almost three actually coming up for you. One, yes, remember to go within. It seems like there may be some like soul searching that you may have to do. Second thing is like the universe may be telling you through something that happens this week, possibly around that full moon that is in Taurus, where it's in your ninth house of spirituality, to definitely connect with that. Okay, really, really connect with, and whether it's through mindfulness, meditation, whatever serves you best. Okay. Now, the other thing is that there may be someone here that is, with the Hermit in your external factors area, someone that does really change your life, or someone that has a big impact on your life, giving you sage wisdom, advice, someone who's gone through a lot and, made a lot of accomplishments, and kind of like this motivating force, right? So I really like that. You also have the King of Cups here. So yeah, you've got the Queen of Cups, King of Cups, Ace of Cups, Page of Cups. You see what's happening here. You want that emotional stability. You want to be on top of your emotions. You want to be the rock for people as well, right? And also that self-love is coming through. Having that self-love is going to make a big difference. You know, that saying, like, you can't love no one else. I don't even, you know what I mean? Like, you can't love anyone else unless you love yourself, like that kind of energy. I really like this. I mean, you got the Chariot in your final outcome. I mean, let's do it. Let's go. Boom, boom, boom. Chariot, this is someone who has, kind of like that Knight of Swords, like that charge about him, right? This is someone who is moving forward, not looking back. But he's got that willpower to do so. So he is taking that action. He's learning a lot. Remember, I'd mentioned that like life lessons earlier. It's really very Chariot energy, okay? Because when we're at the Chariot, card seven, all about introspection, but also at this point when you go through the major, or like through the Fool's journey, it's like you're learning as you go. Like you even see he's holding the Magician's baton from card 1, right? You see the crescent, like the moons on his sleeve from the High Priestess, card 2. You see the Lingam and the Yoni here from the Lover's card. So through your journey, it's like learning everything to empower you to move forward, to build that confidence, going after the things that you want. Okay, so I love that. So you're going to feel a charge. But remember, have that gratitude. And this is just saying, like, just be mindful when you're communicating. I mean, even with that King of Swords energy, that's really strong. Here. But I love the fact that you got 2 aces. You got the sun that popped out saying hey, come meet me on the other side. Everything's really good here. I got some opportunities for you. I got abundance for you. You're going to be fine. You're going to be great. The sun, the biggest yes in tarot, by the way. Okay. And then lastly, the fact that you got the Queen of Cups, you got the King of Cups, you got the Perry, you got the Ace of Cups, you got the Page of Cups. I mean, you're clearing out the court cards here with the courts, with the cups. Again, cups, love, emotions, feelings, intuition, wonderment, all of that, relationships, even. Like, you're going to be good. You're going to be fine. You're amazing, Virgo. Thanks so much for tuning in. By the way, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. And next week, big week. I'm actually going to probably do another 2-week thing because I got to do your December forecast before I go on Thanksgiving. But next week, you got Pluto moving into Aquarius. We move into Sagittarius season. That's going to be a big thing. A lot of focus on home, the foundations of your life, family, children, significant other, things like that. Real estate properties, things like that. Anyway, Sagittarius season is fun. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Thanks so much, Virgo. Bye-bye.